Hello everybody, Mosey here, and I just want to come out and say a couple things regarding, some stuff that's been going on IRL with me. Currently I haven't really been all there when it comes to my videos, my live streams, the past live stream that I've done. Y'all kinda heard me just be all quiet and stuff, and I do apologize for that. Just when I just don't really have anything to say, it gets to the point where I just stop talking entirely and just let other people talk. Bunch of you guys know that, or some of my friends that watch my stuff, they know that I have a couple diagnoses from later on or during my time here and stuff, that I have autism, and I also have severe anxiety, and the main cause of that is mainly because of how I became to be more or less reactive, and whenever I talk fast, it becomes a major problem, not only to me, but to other people that I talk to. And that led me to have like a couple breakups here and there because of it. Because all I do is try to put in my best effort for anything relationship wise. It causes them to say, hey, it's not working out. And I get too clingy with people, and I don't make entirety of a lot of sense in a way. So that's the entire reason why I've been so distant with everything that I've been basically doing. Not just because of me trying to give up, it's not that. It's just that out of literally everything, and trying to keep on being as happy as I can, while trying to not panic and trying to not be more or less a problem than I tend to be. I normally don't even do these types of videos, but it has to be clear and it has to be done. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 5 because whenever I was too overstimulated or anxietic, I would chew holes in my shirt, or I would do some like scratch like some forms on my arms. I stayed quiet for way too long periods of time, and I have 2 cases of that. I have hyperverbal and monoverbal. Hyperverbal is when I talk too much and I stutter like here and there. I've been having to go to speech therapy or a speech doctor to make sure that I think before I talk. But there comes times where I forget to think and I just say things that I don't mean, and I tend to go off of what people suggest or think about me. And there's also a side effect that I have, which are countless side effects. I have a brain to voice delay. So like when I'm really, really upset, my brain starts delaying and I just speak without no hesitation. And that gets to people a lot. And I really don't mean what I say half the time whenever I get too upset. And because of that, I don't have a whole lot of friends that I used to have. But with my anxiety and with my severe anxiety, it's mainly because I've been asked for too much. I've been asked to do stuff that would make me go insane, in a way. When I mean insane, for me, it's like I slowly start to lose my mind. And there were times where I just stopped being friends with some people because they were just too much. And also, I also want to make this stream/video. Well, soon it will be a video, but I really haven't been the best, or haven't really been okay physically, mentally, and emotionally, mainly because of a very, very, well, not that new of a breakup. I used to, well, let me give you a story first. So, back in 2019 or 2020 or somewhere around the 20s, it was somewhere around 2020 and 2021, So it was in 2019. I can't really remember, but I used to date this guy that I really enjoyed hanging out with. Their name was Max at the time. We've met onto VR chats and we played like some little games here and there. We've talked for hours onto call and get to know each other a little bit more before we actually became official. But he went MIA without telling me or anybody, and I became worried, in a sense. And he had been gone for half a year, basically. And I kept waiting for him, which I kind of did, but kind of not in a way. And during him leaving, I have met my current husband, Cybersonic, aka Cash. Because I kind of lost hope that Destroyer was going to be coming back, and so I've been talking to Cash ever since 2018, 2019, somewhere around there, and we've just been growing more and more closer together than I was with Destroyer, because Destroyer was, again, not really communicating with me. And when I married Sonic during Max's absence, he came back Max came back 8 months after me and Sonic's official VR chat wedding, because we had one into IRL. So we planned on having a VRC wedding on the same day we've gotten married, which would be April 18th. A couple days after that, or a couple months after that, Max returned and didn't know anything about me until later. And I've started to catch up with him, talk to him again, and I told him that I was married, and at that time I was also polydating, or was beginning to polydate. And he asked if him and I could get married. I hesitated and then said yes, but I had to have Sonic's blessing, or Cash's blessing, before I could do so. He gave me the blessing, but he became a lot more scared, because with me and Sonic, we both are defensive or protective of each other, but he's more protective of me, and he'd never really gotten that safe vibe from him. I understood him, and after the marriage with me and Max, it wasn't really an official marriage, it was a VRC marriage, which I highly regretted to this day about. and I stopped being poly altogether and just focused on mostly me and Cash. Mainly because of what Max was treating me altogether. It was a Angel Dust and Valentino kind of moment where, and it was to the point where I wasn't really in control of my own body. All I could do was watch. My voice wasn't even mine. My body wasn't even mine. It felt like he had strings on my neck, my voice box, my hands, everything. And it became to the point where it got too much. So I tried the best I could to talk to one of my closest friends that I met through Max, called Miss Rose, or Rosie to say. Their actual name is Charlie, and I looked up to her a lot. And she told me that Max was losing feelings for me, which I didn't care at that point, because I knew that was bound to happen anyways. And so I faked acting like I cared. So I went off for now onto VRChat for a couple months or a couple hours, and then I came back and talked to Max on how I felt. He understood, and he told me to go get some rest. And I came back on to people literally saying that I was just being a maniac, stalker, a psychopath, a watcher, manipulator, the whole 9 yards, which wasn't even really true. All I'd done was help to the best of my ability, but there were times where I became too overstimulated or decided to panic like way too much, which at that time I was starting to gain my own body back, and let's just say his brother Blue was basically forcing that decision onto Max, and he I think forced me to break up with him, because he was saying that he was getting mentally mentally not well, which in reality everyone is mentally not well in their own type of way, which I kind of thought it was bullshit, because we were doing fine. He was opening up to me and stuff like that, which I kind of thought it was fake to the point. And he said, you can still hang out with us, but I wasn't really having that, because it gotten way too overstimulated for me, where I just had to leave. And I went to Sonic, told Sonic or Cash about that, and right right after I went off or went offline to go out to the store because I was with one of my closest friends who is now my VR son, and the voice actor for Maria and Sage, Entity Jester. And I was with them, and I told them what happened, and they comforted me and supported me until I had to leave. And then Sonic came on, and I told Sonic about that, and he blocked them, or he said, it's gonna be okay, don't worry about it, if you're gonna block them, just block them, if not, that's okay, it's your choice, I'm not gonna do it for you. And so I didn't, but the day after the breakup, Max, aka Destroyer, and his big brother was there and said some mean stuff to both me and Cash. And I do not want to say onto here, but it was getting pretty bad to the point where I had to grab my VR father, Doug. And he tried all the best, and I ended up blocking both Max and his big brother for a while, and then I got a message from Max saying that it was all an act, and I responded with, it really hurt me, because with him and I being exes, that really did hurt me a lot. And to this day, I'm still having the impact of that, which really did hurt me in a way where I just lost all confidence of myself, everything. And it got to the point where I just blocked him entirely, but still kept him on Discord because we haven't really talked on Discord. And at times, a couple of my friends from his side that I managed to save was still friends with my ex at that time. Because, heck, throughout the relationship of me and Max, I was nothing but supportive, helpful, to the best of my ability. And at times I would get way too anxiety to the point where I literally go into the void, and he would follow me out there just to say to come back, or what am I doing into the void, and to come back, which I really didn't want to, but I didn't want to argue with him. So I went back to the void, but yet I just kept quiet. And my anxiety still gotten worse and worse and worse to the point where I had enough of it. And I got medication for it, which I take whenever I feel like I needed it. And I'm still taking it to this day. after that, after everything that I've been put through with him, I started to get less and less vitamin D from staying into my room a lot, which I need to stop doing here and there. And I've never talked nor seen Destroyer or Max at all, and I've just been mainly focused on Sonic because Sonic's the only one I care about at the moment, or at this given time. And I missed him yesterday because I was not really awake, and yeah, it's just been my viewer family, him, and everyone that I've been coming across. And I am almost thankful for the people that have been with me ever since. And it really means a lot to me. Y'all can say that I'm lying, but I'm truly not. This is my voice. I'm telling the truth. And if Destroyer and all of them are watching, I really don't care. Because my voice needs to matter at some given point, because all I was ever doing was trying to be a supportive girlfriend, and that's all I've ever been. I've stayed, I've waited for so long, and just to be treated like I didn't even matter, like I never really cared, just ruined me. And I wanted to stand up for myself, but I was too scared to the point where I kept it hidden for a good while. But it came to the point where I have to say it, or else I would regret it for the rest of my life. So that's the main reason why I haven't been as confident or as happy as I've been, and I do deeply apologize for that. Expect more of my videos to be like this. And basically the reason, so I said that Jace was no longer gonna be part of the videos. Let me talk to y'all about that. Basically, y'all know Jace as our custom character by the name of Blade. I met Jace, aka Jackson, from one of my friends, Nora, and I thought they were cool because they weren't really being all that rude to me, which I've faked caring about, because I really don't care if people say slanderous things to me. I just really don't care. I just give them my answer and then I just move on. They've been treating me like shit, even though I've told them countless times to stop doing so. They never listened. They would say I would get onto that topic and or I'll fix it and stuff, and the next day they just completely forgot. Um, and I kept giving them chances, saying, okay, maybe they'll change, maybe they'll do better. But the final straw that really broke me was that they were trying to hook up with my VR daughter. And so that draw the straw, and I got my best friend Shadina to say what I wanted to say, but I was too scared because of what happened between me and Max made me less confident of sticking up for my daughter more than I wanted to. And mind you, they were not in the specified age range, and they thought that my daughter said yes to that, but in reality they said no. And so that just broke me. And I thank Sergina for that major help. I wouldn't have put those words graciously myself, because when I'm mad, I'm mad. And I didn't want to say anything that would have hurt him or anyone in particular. And I have gotten told by my daughter, specifically, that he's been being sexually attracted or sexually touched in a way by other people. And I wasn't too fazed by it because I kind of thought it was a past thing. But hearing it more from Sleepy, that just broke me as well. And I didn't want her to be in that boat. And he was also been ERPing, which also made me confused as well, because he never told me that he was into that stuff, and there were times where he was starting to like me, which I really wasn't liking him back in a way. And he would get it through me singing songs that I like to sing, or my voice in general. And yeah, through all that, I just had enough. And he's no longer gonna be a part of videos. I will still keep the videos up with him. Don't be hating on these people. Don't go after these people or anything. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve they just don't deserve it at all. I plan to never see Destroyer, Blue Moon, or any one of their friends except for Noah and Rose. And I wanted to keep it that way for as long as I possibly can. with all that out of the way, I am going back. I am back at college, and I am trying to still think of a good script to do so, and to plan stuff for everybody. And with me being a solo YT mod, it gets me a lot of not that much time to think about everything. And I deeply apologize for that. But videos will come out soon that I haven't really gotten the time to post. They'll be out soon, but I'm not sure when. The lore video will be soon for the special, because we keep on bouncing with 187 and 186 here and there. Or 166 and 167 here and there. And I also want to do a sub special for 200 if we ever get to that point. So I don't really know the game plan, but there are gonna be some videos where I'm gonna do voiceovers for songs like Undefeatable, I Am All of Me, and some songs that I also enjoyed, into I gotta think, into my voice for Multi-Shadow, and having some of my friends or anything or anybody who's willing to join to come and do some songs with me as well, if they are down for it. I will be putting out some videos with me and a couple of my friends as well from my second channel. Sorry, I had a yawn. And I will still be trying to stream more often and try to go back to being my 100% self, be more confident into what I'm doing, and try to get back to what I was originally doing from the start. But with all that, I really do hope that y'all don't go after these people that I mentioned. They are not really worth the hate. They're not really worth the effort of being hunted down. All I want is for them to not really do it again, which I'm pretty sure that they won't. But I'm not their friend, I'm not their guardian. I just want people to have respect for me more than I have respect for them. Because honestly, treat people how you want to be treated. If you want to be a backstabber, go ahead. Just know you would get karma eventually going down the line. And yeah, that's practically all that I have to say here regarding everything. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this little video. I will be trying to get videos out again as soon as I can, but with everything going on and how I'm being treated, it's not looking like a for sure definite of a time, but I really don't know. I just really don't know. But do expect me to post some voiceovers for songs that I enjoy. Some might be into my IRL voice. Some will be as my character. Just bear with me. And I hope y'all have a safe and fantastic rest of your 2026. Stay in school, listen to your teachers if you have school. Don't do drugs. Don't drink and drive if y'all are 21 or over. Hope y'all have a great and fantastic rest of your day, evening or night, depending on where you are. And I will catch you guys into a video or anything in general. So, without being said, I will see you guys in future videos. Take care, everybody.